If you were given a chance to choose between health or wealth, what would you choose? I'm asking you all. That's a good choice, because I would go with health too. For the simple reason, the use of wealth is only situational. You cannot use money to enjoy your life all the time, whereas health is imperative. So with that being said, the next big question is, how do we maintain good health in our lives? Fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests, now that we have set our mind on choosing a healthy life, I would like to remind you all that it's not easy. It is a challenge. And it's a challenge not because you're trying to start something new, but it's a challenge because there is a myriad of unhealthy options available in the market, and they come in beautiful packages. Let me give you an example to illustrate this point. Let's say you were to go on lunch with your friends, and you are the only health conscious individual in that group. So when it's lunchtime, you probably would end up ordering for salad and soups, while the rest could order anything on the menu, from the chef's choice of the day, deal of the day, burgers, steak, whatever. And you're completely okay with it. It's fine. You're enjoying your soup and your salad, and you're happy that you've made a healthy choice. Up until the time when you look at the bill. When you look at the bill, you see that you're paying more than the other individuals in the group. And at that time, your mind questions, wait, something is not right. Not only did I miss on the good taste and flavor, I almost starved myself, and yet I'm paying more than everyone else. So right there, you're at a roadblock. You are about to start on a new mission to choose a healthy lifestyle, and you're standing at crossroads. So what can you do? Is there a way out? Are there any options? Probably. The first option is you can ignore the thoughts in your mind, and you can continue to go with the same approach, but I doubt it's going to last for too long, because the mind will keep reminding you that it's a bad deal all the time, and you will ultimately be unhappy. And if you're not happy, you cannot continue with something for too long. The second option is you can eat whatever you want, but then choose to go to the gym to burn it all out. Believe me, the second option is not that great. I've tried it several times. I'm still the way I am. And it's a waste of time. So what can we do? We are stuck. Do we have another option? Let's think about it. So, when I was young, when I was growing up, my parents gave me this concept of good health. And it was very simple to understand. They said, good health is hygiene, eating well, and sleeping well. As simple as that. And eating well at that time meant that you have to finish what's served to you. You cannot waste food, which made sense. And I stuck by that rule. Till today, I finish everything that's served to me. Sometimes, or more than sometimes, I go for the second serve, finish that also, go for the third serving. I'm still comfortable with that. But I do not waste food. And I go with this excuse that if I can handle it, my body can also handle it, so it should not affect my health. But apparently it seems I'm wrong, because the doctors, they tell me I gotta lose weight. I'm on an unhealthy track. And now I'm confused. How can that be? If I can handle it, my body should also be able to handle it. So I go into a little reflection mode. And what I discover is my body is also following the same rule as I do. Do not waste food. So what's happening is everything you ingest in your body, the body is trying to extract maximum out of it. Whether you need it or not, it's going to keep it there for you. as fat. And that's where the problem lies. Okay, so now I'm aware of this. I've become a little smart. But my mind, or our minds actually, it's always looking for a win-win deal. You want to eat it, but you don't want to get fat. And the stomach, or the body, only knows that it should not be wasting any food. So how can we now move beyond this point? Because the mind wants to eat everything that it likes and still not accumulate fat. So I said that this requires some thinking. So let's use the internet. We have internet nowadays. We can use it. So I spent some time on the internet and websites just trying to find out. Use some moments of thought. It's always good to introspect as well. And I finally realized that the answer is very simple. What I've learned is that food is the only constituent of good health, or health, as we say. So what I'm trying to say is, food is the only factor that basically decides your health. Let me just explain this to you a little bit, probably. So when I say food over here, the food is the food for the body that we consume, and the food for the mind. The food for the mind is the thoughts that keep stirring up in our head. If you engage in good constructive actions, you're feeding your mind in a positive way, so that's a healthy mind. And if you engage in negative thoughts, as obvious, you're not feeding the mind with a good energy or good feed. So you're upsetting your mind. But I'm not going to go into the mental health issues. We're going to focus only on the physical aspect of it, the food for the body. So when I realized that food is the only constituent that's going to decide how my health is going to be, it was simple from there on. The only thing I had to figure out from here was how much food is equal to good health and what kind of food is equal to good health. Okay, so let's find the answers to this. So how much food does our body require? It's a simple equation again. Food will produce energy, and energy is needed for activities. So now if you try to look at this equation from the other side, if you're not a very active person, you don't need a lot of energy, hence you don't need to consume a lot of food. So once you understand this equation, it's easy to put the right numbers in place. Second aspect of good health. What kind of food is good for you? Now food, as you know, exists only three states: solid, semi-solid, and liquid. The way the human body works, or the human digestive system works, it's very easy for the digestive system to work with liquids and hardest to work with solids. So once you know this, the answer is again very simple. A mix of this will help us to achieve the right diet. And there I was, eureka! I had found a third option, which was independent of the first two options. It gave me the freedom to choose whatever I wanted to eat, and all I had to do was to strike the right balance. So once I understood this, my dear friends, I realized that keeping good health is not rocket science. It's pretty simple. In fact, it's as simple as what my parents once told me. Good health is equal to hygiene, eating well, and sleeping well. And what they actually meant by eating well at that time was eating appropriately. But when you're a kid, you only understand good and bad. You don't understand the word appropriate. So with that, my dear friends, I would like to conclude my speech using a simple quote. Eat to live, and not live to eat. I hope that all of you enjoyed my serving for the day. Thank you very much.